So today's message is really on life after baptism, right? So I got baptized last year around May, and man, that was one of the most exciting moments of my life because I literally saw my life taking a turn, metaphorically and realistically, taking a complete turn, like a shift, a magnificent and monumental shift. And that was one of the, I'd say the highlights of last year. And I think one of the things that, people don't really share with us is that it does not get any easier after baptism, especially with as far as the sinful life is concerned. You still very much sin, you still very much, make mistakes, and you run into, difficult circumstances. And today's message is really to help you not to beat yourself down if you are that person, because I've experienced a lot of things happening after baptism, and I guess I'd say there were like tests for me to know where I'm at really. And yeah, I'd like to read a little writing that I did. I think it was shortly after baptism that I did. So by the way, I have like a whole manuscript. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it, like if I'm ever gonna publish it or it's just like turned into a diary of some sort. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna end up doing with this, but it has a lot of, I'd say, insightful information. Definitely information that helps me, right, that when I'm in like my lowest of lows. So the topic or the subject of the matter that I wrote on was, it is not punishment, it's preparation. It reads, punishment comes from condemnation, and condemnation is from the devil. In Christ, there is no condemnation. In fact, one of the vital things that we must seek when we pursue a relationship with God is to live free from past mistakes, hurt, and the misconceptions we believe about ourselves, and obviously those that people feed us. These are evidently things that hold us back from living the lives that we are meant to live in Christ, right? As true as that is, we cannot really know where we're going until we know where we've been. We cannot let our past lives hold us hostage and block the promises of God, the promises that God has for us. We need to leave it all behind, right? So I don't know about you, but one of the things that I prayed for when I got like baptized, obviously like I'd say months leading up to my baptism, I had already established a relationship with God. So it was not like an event that bombarded me. Oh, tomorrow I'm getting baptized. For some reason, I had consciously made a decision to spend, more time with God. And as I did, and I liked the space that I was in, I automatically, wanted a more deeper relationship with Him. And that's where, the baptism came in, right? So as I was saying, I don't know about you, but one of the things that I prayed for like deeply was, the life that I used to live before I became a Christian. There's a lot of things that I did, but I'm not trying to condemn myself a lot for that. But yeah, I've been around, right? I think we're gonna need like a whole separate video. One of the things that you're gonna be like challenged with, I think, as you continue to pursue God is the life that your past life, right? It's gonna keep creeping up on you and just wanting to challenge you in the area of life that you are in, right? And it happens a lot. Like once you're in Christ, you don't ever need to feel like you're being punished, right? Because that type of thinking, that type of mindset comes from the devil. Obviously, the devil is angry that you've elevated, I call it a massive elevation. You've elevated from where you used to be. So it's a war now. Like it's God against the devil, but we all obviously know who's going to win and who stays winning. You feel me? So those are some of the things that you need to realize, that when you're in Christ, you're gonna be extremely challenged. You're gonna be I swear to you, it gets even more challenging now that you're trying to defeat this monster called the devil, right? It doesn't get any easier, right? So I'm gonna read more on the chapter. Stepping into God's presence is a lifetime opportunity that I'm happy to inform you as Telfasa that it does not come at any cost. I know anytime we're told that we do not have to pay anything, especially when we have been invited for a special event or a trip or anything that may require payment, we jump for joy. So should it also not be the case with this experience with God? So I was trying to align this with the cost of having a relationship with God. All you need to do is make the time. Just as you have made the time to go to that party, just as you've made the time to go to that club, I dare you to make the time to spend it with God, right? I dare you to do so and witness how your life will continue to change. Oh God, I thank God for this experience. I thank God for this. Right. The truth about having a relationship with God is that you have to choose it, to live it. In other words, you have to be willing to completely turn your life around. I'm talking a complete 180-degree turn. It is not a life that can be imposed on you, because if it was, you would not get the chance to experience the fullness and wholeness of it. Right? So this chapter, this, what do you call it? It's not a chapter. It's a stanza. Is it what it's called? Stanza? Yeah. It's speaking on choosing to have a relationship with God. It's a choice. It is not imposed on you, because if it was imposed on you, then you wouldn't be able to experience its fullness and its wholeness, right? I think one of the early months when I was trying to pursue a relationship with God, I'd have days where I just didn't feel like praising. I just didn't feel like worshiping Him. But something inside of me, like deep, like it had to come from a deep place. I'm telling you, something deep inside of me just told me, just keep going, as in keep praying, keep worshiping, keep spending time with God. You will see the results, right? I chose to keep on going, right? I had two hearts, and one that said, keep doing this, the other that said, come on, you've done enough, right? But obviously, because I wanted to challenge myself, I wanted to, see who this God was. Like, I was determined. There was nothing holding me back. Like, at that time, I had, discontinued from friendships, discontinued from, any like forms of relationship that did not serve me at that point. Like, even family at that point. Like, I completely disengaged myself from, I'd say, the world, right? And yeah, like I needed to choose. I needed to be able to make the decision to say, yo, as much as it does not feel good, I'm gonna keep, seeking Him, because I truly trust and believe that something will come out of me, putting in the work, putting in the time. Guys, also God does pay for those times, I'm telling you.